checking out the video. I appreciate you coming by my channel. I'm just starting out. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. And if what I'm saying resonates with you, I encourage you to be a part of the community that I'm trying to grow and conversations I'm trying to have. So, gotta deal with the bees. Word. Yeah, so last week I've been cutting some videos and leading up to this whole series I want to talk about that has to do with energy. And upon the first one, getting it out here, I realized I want to add some more. So let this be like an intro here. We'll start there and kind of move on from there. Footage from this might end up a few places, I guess is what I'm saying. So first off, I think the main point of the whole venture is that I want to explore the process of getting to know your body, getting to know yourself. And in that process, we come to learn that a lot of how we think, feel, has to do with different energies, right? And I want to talk about parsing out all those different things that we all experience, our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, our goals, our regrets, our ideas, right? Our doubts. So I really want to talk about acknowledging the different energies that exist, acknowledging the source of our feelings, of our different emotions, right? And because I believe that everything that we are sensing and feeling, right, has a source. I believe that all of our thoughts, for instance, they're not all self-derived. Even within ourself, we have multiple selves. We're dealing with like our higher self, we're dealing with our ego self, we're dealing with massive amounts of programming that are influencing what happens inside of our heads and how we feel. So, but above and beyond that, there's also other sources for information, for thoughts. I would say that, other people can transmit thoughts. Like if you're around other people in social situations, the cues and the things that come into your head are driven and contributed to by the thoughts and feelings of the people around you. Not solely, but certainly heavily contributed to. There's an ongoing energy exchange happening, right? So I really want to talk about this kind of sixth sense, although I would say it's probably more than a sixth sense. I think once we get down to fully exploring this, I think we might come to find that there might be multiple additional senses that we can define. But that's going to be the point of these videos. And this first one's just introducing people to the idea that we're energetic beings, right? That's all. We have a soul that's in a body. We have, like physically, we could talk about how our different organs produce different energy on different frequency waves. Our heart literally produces an electrical charge. We exist in an electromagnetic universe and planet, and these forces affect the animals. They affect these plants that I'm starting here, right? They affect the birds. They affect everything, and certainly they affect us too. So it's this energy that I want to talk about. I think that I can't say this with certainty, right? But I think that we are certainly can be looked at as transmitters and receivers. So we're like an antenna that can receive and send out, right? And in that sense, I believe that we receive and send out, and our thoughts kind of exist within different frequency waves. And I believe that these frequency waves and the energy that exists within us around our thoughts, feelings, emotions, our intent, what we take in, what we give out, it operates within an electromagnetic kind of world. So I'm not sure exactly how all this intertwines, right? But I believe, like, certainly a person's aura, right? The idea of an aura is an electromagnetic field or something of the sort, something that operates within those bounds, right? So, like, this is the type of energy that I'm talking about. And I think we probably not just, like I said, not just have a sixth sense, but we probably have a sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and 10th or something. And talking about, precognitive things, of course, right? But not just that, just this certain awareness. This is a whole other side topic, but there's this interesting discussion of where context plays into it. And I've really never heard people talk about this much at all, right? But if you want to be fair, right, context plays so much into situations. And certainly if we're talking about like psychic energy, feeling energy, the context, what's happening around you is going to lead you to like be more in tune with what you're feeling. So basically, if your other five senses that you're operating with normally, if they're sensing and telling you something that lines up with this sixth sense, that's even, that's strong confirmation is what we're saying. So yeah, context of situations matters a lot. It matters a whole lot. So, I think that's something that we'll go down further as we explore this. But let's take it inside. Let's take it inside for now. So understanding this is like really important. Knowing that we're energetic beings and we function along these lines. These are things that are going to influence the way we feel. These are things that are certainly going to impact our reality in multiple ways, right? If you don't pay attention to things like this, you certainly could be very confused about the reality that you're encountering, right? Why things happen the way they do. Why the way you feel doesn't match what's happening around you, And we'll have plenty of examples of that for sure. So, as we go here, we're just establishing that this is an energetic existence, right? So we're made up of tons of water, 97 whatever percent water, right? Water is a conductor. Excuse me. So certainly being properly hydrated is important if you understand that we're transmitters and receivers of energy, right? And we're always, our acts, our thoughts, they all give out and exist on different frequencies, right? So, and we're constantly putting out energy and receiving energy, right, in some regard. And our intent and our actions have like much to do with that, right? But this happens in physical reality, but it's also what happens inside of your head, right? Because part of this journey is coming to understand that, a lot of people have inklings or feelings that their brain might do more than, we think it does, right? And these things will certainly be confirmed for you. And the more you learn to process the energy within your body, right? You realize your brain does a lot more, and you can start to develop these other senses and its other faculties once you understand the energy and how you process it, and then we start to parse it out, and we'll start to understand what's what, right? But this is a little bit down the road here. But, if we're processing energy's flowing through us at all times, it's super important to be properly hydrated, because literally not being hydrated can function as a block, right, to how energy flows. and it can lead to physical discomfort and a cascade of other negative kind of effects, right? So, but that's just proof water is important, and it makes sense because we're electrical and energetic beings, right? And for the same reason, grounding is a thing, right? We all know that. If you don't know by now, go walk around outside without your shoes on. It's good for you. And the reason is because there's an energetic exchange there. And you know, we're able to ground off energy into the ground. This is essentially what's going on, like at all times. You know, there's always energy flowing, and we're powerful beings, and we can create and accumulate energy from, you know, different sources and acquire it from different sources. So grounding is an important thing because it allows you to kind of dump that, and it's a reset button. You know, there's a tree in my yard that I enjoy going and standing on its root system. I can get a foot on each root. It's really nice, really nice. And the more you start to become aware of the. So I just want to pause here and introduce the concept of subtle energy. I believe that that's the proper wording, and I really want to get to using that. So really, that's the point of this whole thing, right? Is I'm discussing right here some subtle energies, but the point is to get to those, we want to be aware of this existence that we live in, right? How energetic it is. So that means that we have to wade through all of these low and heavy and all the energies that compromise our daily existence, right? The static that is our daily energetic existence, especially when we come to know what's going on. So the point is to parse that out, get to know it, and then you can get to feeling other subtle energies. And you might realize that you actually have some subtle energies in your mix already. So, okay, carry on with the video. Different energy in general and just how things work. You can start to parse out and be sensitive enough to where you can feel things like that. So, you know, how about the concept that energy itself is something that's spent like a currency, right? This is like an idea that's talked about in like self-help, you know, self-improvement type stuff, is getting people to understand that like energy, the output of energy, right, is a thing. And, you know, oftentimes I would say that I think it's become like it's a discussion that's being had basically because a lot about relationships. It's a lot to do with relationships where one individual, and I've been victim to this, someone's giving their energy to another person, right? So it's kind of like an attempt to get the person to understand that, you know, you're one, you know, we can go down, I don't want to go down the road of a relationship analyst, right? You know, but there's an energetic exchange. It works if it's balanced. In a toxic relationship, a person can be dumping energy into the relationship, into the other person for naught. And that can be for a lot of reasons in a lot of ways, right? But if you're trying to help a friend that's in a bad situation, you try to say, hey man, you're giving all this energy up. You're putting all this energy towards her, right? How about you try putting that back towards yourself and recentering and give yourself that energy and attention, right? So that's a thing. And anyone that's rebuilt their life and has had the opportunity to learn from a mistake where you go from giving, you know, your partner all this energy, and then you get to refocus after things kind of don't go right, and you're left by yourself, and your energy is put towards yourself, you know. And if you do that in a legit way, the difference is crazy, right? And that's a common theme too that we're going to see, you know, come up is when you go from making a decision on this, in this world here, right? We're talking about high vibration, low vibration, high, low frequency, and giving and taking energy. When you take a bad and you remove it and replace it with a good, it's like a double, you know, it's like a double. It's more significant than just a normal decision, making a better choice. This is like the removal of a bad, and they're varying degrees. Same with the varying degrees of the good things that you start to replace them with. But think about like a food diet. You remove your fast food meal and you replace it with high quality food. Like, that's a major upgrade in the process of just, you know, you might look at it like you're just choosing against fast food. But if you do these things right, you can do a trade out that's just like, it has like compounding effects, is my point, you know. And you'll see that a lot because it's a yin and a yang thing. And it's just varying degrees of the good and the bad that you're trading off, right? But so, you know, so here we are. We're transmitters, receivers of energy. We have mind, body, and spirit to address when we're thinking about this, right? And considering the energetic effects, the consequences, right, of day to day, right? What you feel, what you process, and then also what you put out and how that makes you feel, right? So like, there's an important perspective shift that if you weren't in this state of mind, takes place here, where you really understand that every thought, feeling, choice, especially how you treat people, you know, because you get out what you put in, right? You reap what you sow. This is the idea of karma, right? So, yeah, if this resonates with you, thanks for checking out the video. I don't know if fam here, Boston. I'm retarded, yo. I don't know if fam's been a problem, but we'll see. Either way, I got a few more videos to cut on the topic. I'm gonna go right to it. Love for you to stay with me through these, and either way, God bless.